is our overall winner, Mansell Corner. És akkor jött a GT kategória eredményhirdetése is hamarosan.
Hello and welcome back to Racing Action here at the Hungaroring. The race weekend is approaching its closing stages, but we have two very exciting races left for this Sunday. First is the Trofeo Nastro Rosso, and we will end the day with the Heritage Touring Cup. But let's focus on this series, which fields 9 cars, 9 legendary cars from the past. This series fields 3 Ferraris, 2 Alfa Romeos, 1 Porsche, 2 Maseratis, and 1 Aston Martin. We have a Maserati Ferrari front row. Guillermo Fierro is set to start the race from the first place, and he will be chased by Martin Halusa in his Ferrari 250 GT Bredwen. We are on the formation lap. Drivers are fighting themselves in the middle part of the racetrack. The weather is kind to us and also to the drivers. We have nice sunshine out there in the valley of the Maserati Hills. We have had 6 different series over this race weekend, but I would guess this is the most expected and enticed racing series over this first Hungarian Classic event. This Trofeo Nastro Rosso series is mainly dedicated to different Italian sports and GT cars from the late 50s until 1964. The leading car, the Audi, is in the second to last corner. And we are about to witness a 45 minutes long race. The Audi dived into the pit. So let's enjoy how this legendary cars screams through the main straight of the Hungaroring green. So let's just racing. The Maserati keeps its lead from the Ferrari 250. The Maserati was just fighting with the rear end. Cars are arriving into the second, very long middle speed corner. Keeps it safe for the chicane, and here again to start. And the Ferrari of Martin Halusa is keeping the Maserati T61 honest. Austrian driver is very aggressive coming out of the 12th corner. He's closing in on the Maserati. That's only the first lap of this race. The car number 61 is really cautious into the corners. And we are back again on the start-finish straight. The Ferrari is just looking for some space for an overtaking maneuver. And the Ferrari 250 GT bred one found its space to make an overtake, but the Maserati is trying to find back into the first position, and Fierro managed to keep his lead. The two leading cars are driving uphill into turn number 4. This is the Mansell Corner. Maserati is just so nervous on the back. Just look at the back end of that car. The Ferrari can just so much be stable into the corners. And here again the move of the Ferrari 250. Halusa took over the lead for a moment, but the Maserati found its way back into the lead, and we are back again live with the two leading cars, the two mesmerizing, wonderful scarlet red cars. It seems Mr. Fierro has to work harder than Martin Halusa. Maserati is stable into the corners, but from the midpoint of the bend, it just gets so nervous. Here again, on the last corner. Lap number 2 is completed. Guillermo Fierro has set the fastest time of 2 seconds, 15.9. But Martin Halusa was just 0.3 slower than the Spanish driver. And we have a change again. The Ferrari 250 just took over the lead from the Maserati T61. And we have a problem for the car number 8. He has a flat tire. Ferrari of Martin Halusa couldn't check out, and he's chased fiercely by the Maserati of Guillermo Fierro. So we have a fierce battle on our hands between the Spanish and the Austrian driver. The two cars are neck on neck, and the Maserati is trying hard to overtake the Ferrari, and he succeeds for the moment. But we still have 27 minutes to go in this race. Halusa doesn't play it safe. He plays around with the back of his Ferrari. And the Maserati seems to escape for the moment from the Ferrari. And here we have the replay on the overtaking. That was the change for the lead. Actually, this point, the braking point into the first corner, is the best overtaking maneuver opportunity on the twisty layout of the Hungaroring. We are on the back straight of the track. The Ferrari is staying close to the Maserati, and Halusa has just set the fastest, the purple second sector time. The leading duo is heading the pack by around 16 seconds. Peter Vogel, the Swiss driver, is in the third position. And the Ferrari is just on the rugged edge into the first corner and takes over the lead. But the Maserati comes back, fights back. But Halusa manages to keep the lead for this time. It is just a beautiful battle at the front. I love it. And here they go into the corner number 4. And they have to lap the slowest car. They could do that without any hesitation. And we have a warning from the race control because car number 8 has allegedly crossed the white line after exiting the pit. That should trigger some penalty later on in the race. And here we have the replay. The Maserati is fighting back again, and at the end of the back straight of the Hungaroring, he finds the pace for the lead again. But the Ferrari doesn't yield. That was the latest overtaking maneuver. I have to confess, I lost myself. I can't count how many overtaking maneuvers we have had so far in this race between these two legendary cars. I hope we will have plenty of overtaking maneuver later on. This is the first time actually that the Maserati seems to have the upper hand and is seemingly on its way to escape from the Ferrari. We have 22 minutes to go in this race. Martin Halusa has set his personal best first sector time, but Fierro was 2/10 faster. And the investigation on the incident of the car 8, which I have just mentioned, is still ongoing. And here we have another beautiful Ferrari. This is the first time on Sunday that these cars hit the track for racing, and this is the fourth time that they hit the track on the whole weekend. On Friday they had 2 sessions, private practice and the qualifying session, and yesterday we had the first race for this category. This series was born in 2010, and it offers a unique occasion to see again the golden age icons such as the Maserati 300 or the Ferrari GT cars, which I mentioned before. So the running order is Fierro leads from Halusa, Maserati in front of the Ferrari, and we have the car number 60 in the third place. That's the car of Peter Vögel, That's a Porsche RSK 71860 Spider. The leading car of Guglielmo Fierro was built in 1960. It was also called Maserati Birdcage because of its form, its shape. And this car was in production between 1959 and 1961 and was produced for racing in sports car events. This Maserati T61 has a weight of 600 kilograms and its engine produced over 250 braking horsepower. And we have a change at the front because the Ferrari of Martin Halusa took over the lead from Fierro. And here we go again with the leading duo. And it changes again, just to surprise you. If any of you has counted the number of the overtaking maneuvers for the first position, I would welcome if I could get that number. Here's the moment where and when Guglielmo Fierro found its way back into the lead of this race. And the Ferrari is leading again. Two changes of the lead in one lap. And the Maserati leads again for a moment, or for 2 moments, because the Ferrari is on the rampage again. The two drivers are checking each other. And Fierro takes the lead back. The age difference between the two cars is 2 years, because the Ferrari was produced 2 years later in 1962. The Maserati was produced in 1960. And we have a yellow flag in corner number 4. And that was the latest overtaking maneuver between the leading duo. The Maserati is screaming through the corners, of the last sector. That's car number 2 of Heinz Stamm. That's a beautiful Aston Martin DB2. And the yellow flags are still being waved. Not sure what's the cause behind that. And I'm afraid our Ferrari of Martin Halusa is very slow. And we have green flag again. And oh no, I can't believe that. It's a heartbreaking moment for the Ferrari fans, for Martin Halusa. He is just incredibly slow in the middle part of the track. He was very slow in the first sector as well. He's falling back the order. I can't believe that. We will be robbed of this beautiful battle at the front. Firo has completed his 9th lap. And that's the car number 76. I have to close my eyes. I can't believe this could happen. Martin Halusa dives into the pit after such a beautiful, mesmerizing battle at the front. He's forced to retire his car. He's clawing back into the pit with his Ferrari 250. He's waving, and I can hear the spectators are applauding for the Ferrari. Konrad Ulrich is also in the pit. He is driving also a Ferrari 250, but that's GT Berlinetta from 1962. That is our leading Maserati, rather, not a Ferrari anymore. The car number 61. Guillermo Firo can breathe because the Ferrari, which was chasing him, had to pit. That's the car number 60 of Peter Vögele. The Swiss driver is occupying the 2nd place after the retirement of Martin Halusa. This Porsche was built in 1960. And was produced for racing in sports car event. It has space frame chassis and weight of 570 kilograms. Work is still going on the Ferrari of Martin Halusa. I was walking up and down the pit lane and the paddock area on the whole weekend, and I can assure you that this Ferrari has had the biggest interest because of its very unique shape. This Maserati, nicknamed Birdcage, is leading the race by more than 40 seconds. We still have 10 minutes to go. And as you can see, Fierro doesn't play it safe. He's very aggressive in the last corner. Let's just listen to this music. This is not an engine sound, this is a music. Peter Vögel is on the screen again. He also enjoys healthy lead from the third placeman, who is Yves Vögel. The car number 9, which occupies the third position, is an Alfa Romeo Giulia from 1964. And we are back again with Peter Vögel. This Porsche RSK was in production between 1957 and 1962. We have 8 minutes to go. This is the car number 56 of Konrad Ulrich. That is a Ferrari 250 GT Berlinetta from 1962. He is currently occupying the position 5. Lap time differences are huge between the drivers. And there is currently no chance for a real battle because the gaps are enormous. That's the car number 9 of Yves Vögel, the Alfa Romeo Giulia, another legendary car from the history book of the motorsport. Guillermo Fierro is driving alone. I have to be honest with you, I would welcome a timing machine to turn the time back, because in the first phase of this race we had a mesmerizing battle between the beautiful Maserati and the Ferrari 250 GT. Oh, look at the steering movement. These drivers may be gentleman drivers, but they have to work very hard with that steering to steer the cars, to play the rear back of the car around these twisty corners. And with just over 4 minutes to go, Fiero has set the fastest first sector time. Maybe he's just bored. Guillermo Fiero crosses the line, and he's just on the rampage. He's at the best lap time of the whole race, 2 minutes 14.0. I guess I was right. He was just bored and set another challenge for himself. And he's well aware that this is the last chance to drive this car around this wonderful Hungaroring race circuit on this weekend. So he just wants to assess, he just wants to test his own skills, how he can manage the car around this twisty layout. That's car number 60 of Peter Vögel, our sole Porsche in this category. The gap between the first two drivers is more than 50 seconds. That's the back straight of the Hungaroring, which has a length of 4.3 kilometers. And he drives into the last never-ending corner of the track and crosses the line once again to set a lap time of 2 minutes 15.3. We have the confirmation from the race control. This is the last lap of the race. Some flames are escaping the car. The Maserati T61. And Fiero approaches the Mansell turn for the last time in this race. I love the configuration of these cars. They are just open and you can look into those moments. Really recall memories from the past, from the early phases of the motorsport. And the car number 61 of Giuliano Fiero, the Maserati T61, is about to complete the last corner of the Hungaroring. And at this very moment, he crosses the start-finish line to win the second race of the Trofeo Nastro Rosso category of the Hungaroring Classic event. That's the confirmation of the race order. The Spanish driver Guillermo Fiero won the race by completing 16 laps. And we have a series of Swiss drivers behind him. We had 3 different Ferraris in this race, but not a single Ferrari stands on the podium. The race was won by the Maserati T61. It was followed by the Porsche, and the Alfa Romeo occupied the last podium place. And here we have the winner.
Szeretnénk, hogyha fölvenné, tehát még egyszer a rendszám OT 2127 Wagner Zoltán és egy hiányzó forgalmi a regisztrációnál.
After winning the first race on Saturday, Giuliano Fiero.
Well, yeah, much harder. The problem is that the Lucas cars broke, but when it lasted, it was a very, very tight fight, and we have a very good time passing each other and making a good show. Maybe he should be here. Lucas, come over here, because you know it's part of the fun. Hello, Lucas. I'm glad you broke your car, but it was fun.
Thank you, Guillermo.
And we have the podium ceremony for the first 3 drivers. So the winner is the Spanish driver Guillermo Fiero. And we are still waiting for our 3rd place man. Trophies are handed over by Alexandra Dumitru.